Beautiful morning to you. Welcome to Dawn and VOS TV. My name is Omoyi Pearl, and as usual, I'm with the delectable Benahi Onafe. Good morning, darling.
Good morning, Pearl. How you doing?
I'm fine. It's the proper lipstick for me.
Thank you.
And we have a seasoned guest in the house because there's a pressing national issue. It's something that every Nigerian should talk about, or we have been talking about. But before we get to the topic, let's meet my guest. He is the former press secretary of Ikbobahoka local government area of Edo State. Welcome, sir.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, sir. Can we meet you your name?
My name is Esosa, where, like you have said, immediate past press secretary.
Okay, thank you so much for joining
Ikbobahoka
us.
local government.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And today's topic will be discussing the police force and crime. Exactly. And police force and crime, it sounds two different ways.
Yeah, of course, when you, in the Nigerian setting, when you hear of police force, the first thing that comes to mind is national security.
Exactly.
Security of lives and properties. Protection of lives and properties and the citizenry as it concerns the entire populace of the country. I think as it currently stands, we have over 450 police officers scattered across the nation.
Wow.
Protecting lives and property.
I think so, post protecting life and property.
So basically, the police everywhere in the world, but particularly in Nigeria, is a system, is a security system, a network set up by governments in conjunction with other security forces. Like we have in Nigeria, you have the DSS, you have the NDLA, you have the NSCDC, you have the Army, you have the Navy, and so on and so forth. And taking it down, you have the local security network. So like we have in Edo, we have the vigilante group.
Yes.
So the police is to work with these guys to ensure that our lives as Nigerians and our properties everywhere in the world is safe and secured.
Okay, now, sir, going a bit deeper, we've all heard about the involvement, I think the alleged involvement, because some Nigerians still do not believe of the suspended DSP, Abba Kyari.
DCP.
Yeah, DCP. And he actually got involved in fraudulent activities with the popular Hushpuppi.
Absolutely.
And now the drug peddling. You know, the video and everything is online and...
yeah, I think DCP Abba Kyari, over the years, has given his best in terms of commitment to national security and all that. He has been posted to different beats across the country, sometimes secretly, sometimes publicly, for security reasons, to ensure security in those areas or in those beats where he's posted to. Particularly in Borno, where the Boko Haram has been very, very much active. So he has been there with his men. We have seen his activities on video, on social media, on the TV, and the public, the traditional media, and all that. But recently, there has been some unpalatable developments as it concerns Abba Kyari, and this has made many Nigerians at home and abroad, even citizens of other countries, to wonder how a person of Abba Kyari, a very top and senior police officer, can get his fingers bumped in such heinous activities as it concerns fraud and now, most recently, drugs. So when you begin to hear such things, and not just about hearing it, you're looking at the caliber of persons involved in this crime. Abba Kyari is a frontline police officer. He has shown intelligence, he has shown sagacity, he has shown courage, he has shown readiness and commitment in securing lives and property. To be a DCP in the police force is a big deal, and he has people behind him that looks up to him of command in terms of directives, in terms of instructions and all that. But when you have such a person not being alleged or being dragged in this fraudulent crime, drugs. We understand the how Nigerians kick against a drug in this country, because we know how much drugs has destroyed lives, has destroyed talent, has destroyed intelligence in this country. So the government of our country takes it very seriously when it has to do with drugs and every kind of other crimes that are related to that. And you know that the Hushpuppi case is still pending.
Exactly.
He has been mentioned by Hushpuppi, who is now incarcerated in the U.S.
Yeah.
He has been mentioned. The FBI, the American security network, has declared him wanted, or has asked that the government releases him to them for investigation. But Abba Kyari, we know, has been here since that announcement.
That period.
He has been suspended, as we all know. But we are not shocked that because news coming in suggests that even though he has been suspended, as we heard in the media, there are reports that from that time of his suspension up until the news of his involvement in drugs, he has been functioning as a DCP. So the issues are so compounded. It is very sad and unfortunate that a man like Abba Kyari has to be involved in this kind of unpalatable activity. Because why? He's brilliant in terms of providing leadership as it concerns his craft. He's intelligent. He's the head of IROT, Intelligence Response Team. And he has also been involved in different times in the SROS, Strategic Response Squad of the Inspector General of Police. Wow. So these are two compartments, police compartments or departments, if you want to say, of the Inspector General of Police that are very critical to national security, because the IGP is the direct head of these departments, and that you have a person of Abba Kyari who was one time the leader or the commander of the intelligence response team getting involved in such crimes. It gives us so much cause for concern and wonder. So I just hope that we are able to go through these unfortunate, unpalatable, and sad events in our policing life, so that at the end of the day, I believe that this will further energize us to now consistently reform the police, because over the years the police has lost popularity. Over the years the police has lost its consciousness, it has lost its focus, it has lost its integrity, it has lost its credibility, and it is now pertinent that we take this as a yardstick upon which the police can be reformed for better and effective service. I think so.
Sir, you talked about, right now, prior to this time, Abba Kyari can be looked upon as someone of a respectable profile, rather. Talked about before when his alleged involvement in that fraudulent activity with Hushpuppi was suspended, and not rumor, that various facts will bring up that he has been functioning in his field. Don't you think that, and now we're hearing about this spelling of drugs and everything, don't you think that before now, Abba Kyari ought to have been tried, ought to have been persecuted? Like, yes, the US government said he should come over. Not just he should come over, like they want to like try him, they want to bring it to book, like they want to make sure that it doesn't go scot-free. Is it safe to say that before now there are a lot of shady activities that must have been on ground to make sure that prevent him from paying for his crimes?
I think it still has to do with the dilapidated nature of the NPF, of the police force. It's so sad. Personally, I am sad, and I believe that my sadness is replicated amongst a vast majority of Nigerians, especially right-thinking or right-minded or good-spirited Nigerians, that the American police, the American FBI, would have to now request for a senior Nigerian police officer to be extradited to the U.S. for trial and questioning. I really do. Although there are laws, these laws are there.
They're prestigious.
That guides such a situation. I don't know how far we have been able to assess the law. I don't know how far we have been able to discuss on the laws before now. Maybe, just maybe, we were about to just release Abba Kyari to the FBI. Maybe not. And then this one cropped up. And you know the American FBI, very intelligent. They can pursue a case for till God knows when. So I really feel that if our police force was better positioned, the Abba Kyari case would not even arise. This is a DCP, a deputy commissioner of police, now being fingered for fraud, and just recently for drugs. It is disturbing.
And more might even come.
It is disturbing. We don't even know how much more cases are now being unearthed that this whole issue will eventually unravel. So I think that there are lots that we need to do. Not just the police, but we are not discussing the police. There are a lot that needs to be done. The police really need to be our friend. The police actually need to fight for our security. The police actually need to not chest out and defend Nigerians properly. Not the current situation or the current system that we practice, which is it is how much you have that determines how secure you are in a country as ours. That is sad.
Yes.
It's very sad. And I think a lot needs to be done. This Abba Kyari case has to now awaken our consciousness, has to awaken the consciousness of the government of the day and successive administrations to now begin to do the needful. It is high time we did the needful. Because this is a country of over 200 million persons, 200 million Nigerians, with 450 police officers. How does this work?
True.
There are herdsmen in some sections of this country destroying our people. Boko Haram is doing its own. Militants are doing so. Everybody is just doing their own. And I think once we have a better security system, this whole thing will be properly checked. And the issue of Abba Kyari being involved in fraud, as confessed or as mentioned by the popular Hushpuppi, and now being involved in drugs.
I think the
It
video
seems
was
to be a
actually
connection.
Being involved in drugs. And the video is everywhere. Even though some elements have doubted the authenticity of that video, but the news could have been avoided if persons like Abba Kyari was operating in a properly positioned and defined police force. You wouldn't need to involve yourself in such things.
Yeah, to make extra cash, I guess.
I really do not.
Definitely it's about the cash.
It's disturbing.
Maybe he can even
It's
say
very
that
disturbing.
he's just as a front man. He may not necessarily be involved, but you know these persons, they always want to use somebody to just bear the fall while other shady stuff are going underground. You get what I'm saying?
But it can't be. The Hushpuppi case is there. The drugs issue is there. Only yesterday I saw on social media that over 2,000 suspects has been eliminated by him and members of his team. That is sad. These are suspects that are not been proven guilty as it concerns the crime leveled against them.
Exactly.
They are still being questioned, interrogated,
Alleged.
and investigated. We are still at the level of allegations. So one would have thought that these guys will have their freedom. But when you eliminate a suspect, it calls for questioning.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You even worsen the case. You understand?
Yes.
When you eliminate or kill a suspect that has not been sentenced, it calls for questioning. Why would you kill someone who is under investigation, someone who is under interrogation, that means there is something that
It's fishing.
that you are trying to hide, especially for you that is in the forefront of that case. So I think the police still need to, it all boils down to reforming the police, reforming the entire security architecture of this country. And once we have a better government, because everything still boils down to government, once we have a better government in place, all other sectors of our country will just follow, will just take position, including the police, the security system as a whole, the economy, education, just name them.
Every system.
Every other sector of this country would just naturally follow suit once the government is properly positioned.
Okay. Now it can be acknowledged that a lot of systems are failing. In fact, bringing the Nigerian government to limelight, a lot of systems are failing. But do you think that justice will prevail?
Well,
on this issue, we talked about reforming the police force. We had NSAS in 2020. A lot of persons came out to say this agency should go, and they brought about SWAT and a lot of things. We still experienced a lot of misbehaviors from this police officials. But do you think that on this issue, because Abba Kyari cannot be the only person involved in this.
Of course, it's a cartel.
Exactly, a lot of persons, and I'm sure a lot of top officials are also involved. Do you think, let's be realistic, that justice will prevail?
Of course, we always say popularly that justice denied is not justice delayed, is not justice denied. One big man puts a call through to a police commissioner or a senior police officer who has been posted from his state or from one state to another state. He doesn't know anybody in that state. He doesn't know his way around the state. He doesn't know the ground. He doesn't know his any way around the state. He would have to cut to that call because he's scared for his life. Apart from that, he's scared for his job. This may be a senior police officer who has about 5 years to go. And you want him to just be dismissed just like that because of a bloody criminal? That's what he's going to say. He will say he's a bloody criminal, let him go. After all, once he retires from his job, he's going to go back home to meet his family. So there are issues. There are issues of institutional defects. Once the police is a very important security institution in this country. And once that institution is properly reformed and it is not properly functional, most other institutions attached to it or that surrounds it will just follow, will take cue.
Exactly.
It's as simple as that.
You know, this
it's not rocket science, my dear.
corruption
It's not rocket science. There are issues of bribery and corruption.
The 20 naira something.
There are issues. There are issues of jungle justice.
Exactly.
There are issues of delayed justice. There are issues of accidental discharge. Sometimes you see our people on the express road, our brothers and sisters traveling home from abroad. There are issues between them and the police on the highway, and sometimes there are accidental discharge because that is what they always use.
Exactly.
So the issues has to be properly addressed so that we have a safe society, secure society where everybody can aspire to be whatever they are and they're able to be whatever they want to be in life.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I hope the NPF, the Nigeria Police Force, will try to change. Seriously, they said the change you want actually begins with you. Now, it's not just about diving into politics, but the little office you are, how do you effect a positive change to actually make the society and the nation at large look good? I mean, most persons seeing this from the diaspora will be very saddened.
In fact,
the fact that you mentioned you're in Nigeria
and you see our judicial system say sometimes weak, the Nigerian police force, a lot of things. In fact, we are a laughing stock because persons are like, isn't not this issue? Because you made mention of something earlier on the show. You said some persons even forgot that Abba Kyari was linked with this fraudulent activity.
And they even denied for him, like he said.
You see, right now, I don't want this to be an issue or story of yes, a lot of activities are going on. People are praising the NDLEA and some agencies, and 2 weeks, 3 weeks, everything will just die down.
But certainly, I think this will go.
The fact is, if the system was good enough, the FBI would not have the nerves to declare a Nigerian wanted on Nigerian soil.
But
God
yes.
forbid the Nigerian government declares an American wanted on American soil. God forbid.
It won't happen.
It
But
doesn't
shows how
happen.
decayed the system is.
The highest they would do is to sit down in their cocoon in their country and monitor the investigation process and the process here as it goes or as we proceed. They can monitor it. They can only call for a better and proper job to be done. But declaring a Nigerian wanted by the American FBI is an unfortunate situation.
Yeah, it shows
But that is how much the system we practice here is porous, is discombobulated, is destroyed. It's sad. It's a very sad one.
appalling.
You know, it's a sad one.
Right now, we said a lot on the show, but basically, first of all, you're a Nigerian. As a Nigerian, what do you expect? Because this issue, this Abba Kyari, everything is still unraveling. More stories will come on board. Every conspiracy, because there are a lot of conspiracy theories. More stories will come on board. But as a Nigerian, what do you expect? As a practical person right now, you're like, okay, I'm monitoring this story, not just because it's Abba Kyari right now, but we're talking about the Nigerian police, we're talking about different systems, talking about different people involved in this case. As a Nigerian, what do you expect?
Well, I cannot expect anything less than the best. I am a conscious and a development-driven Nigerian. So if I must prefer a situation for my country,
Yes.
it is nothing but the best.
Stable.
Despite the current unpalatable situations that we are going through, we must always keep hope alive.
Exactly.
We must always believe in this system. We must always get the best brains to drive our government. Because once you have the best, I believe every one of you here have got your voter's card ready. That is not the issue now, because if you don't have that, there's no way you can
effect
enthrone.
change.
There's no way you can enthrone the best brains. But I just have to believe that our country is going to get better someday. Otherwise, it's going to take a while, a very long. We might even be gone already.
No, I don't know. I don't want to
think the
believe.
change will start from 2023.
It has to, because
we might even be gone already.
With Nigeria,
Do you know how destroyed our system has become? Our system has
something can still be done.
our system has become so discombobulated, so disorganized that even a professor wants to leave this country and travel abroad and go start afresh. That's how bad it has become. A professor, a university don that has given more than 25 years of his life wants to leave this country to go start afresh abroad.
greener pasture.
So you can imagine a doctor, a trained, certified, bona fide doctor wants to move his entire family to Europe or America to start afresh.
Better future.
That's how bad it has become. So when you have such things happening, you ask yourself some questions. Where have we gotten it wrong? A lot of places we got it wrong. In politics, we got it wrong. In religion, we got it wrong. In education, we got it wrong. In families, we got it wrong. In all sectors of the economy, we have gotten it wrong. So it will take a long time. That's why I said we may not even be around no more.
Gradual process.
But I do believe, as a conscious and conscientious and development-driven Nigerian who has given 39 years of his life of service to this country and state and local government, I believe that will get better someday. I just have to believe.
Before you were born, we've heard of this saying that, okay, this country will get better. It will get better. You said you've given over 39 years of your life rather into this course, and right now I'm still saying the country will get better, but I don't want to buy into the story that we may not even be around. But you know, because this gradual process has always like been this household thing that yes, the country, of course, it will get better. I'm not saying a miracle will happen overnight, but I want to see things put in place to ensure that we are moving forward.
There are two ways to change a system.
Okay.
Especially a national system. One is through dialogue, where maybe we have a national convention where everybody or critical stakeholders in this country assemble in an open space and discuss the way forward. That's one. In that dialogue, there is no bloodshed involved. Then there's what you call rebellion. There's a rebellion. This has to do with blood. Because in this, there are going to be gunshots. In fact, you can call it a war. So when people like us say that this country is going to get better, we are only subscribing to the part of dialogue, talks, discourse, without bloodshed. I am not a rebel. I don't want to be a rebel. I've never fired a weapon, and I don't want to fire one. I want to discuss with stakeholders of this country to ensure that youths are able to get jobs once they finish their school. You can go to school for only 16 years if you like, and after your 16 years education, you can get a good job and you start a good life. Exactly. If you want to now graduate to the university or to a higher institution, you can still do that. And after that, you are able to get a proper job and be able to define a clear course for your life. Our young girls or boys are able to get good jobs. Our religious institutions are preaching what we ought to hear.
The morals and values.
You understand? Morals and values, principles, and all of that. The political system, the government system is properly positioned. Security is okay. The roads are working fine. The bridges are okay. The country... Once I just believe that these are the basic things that actually makes up a society. Once you have all of this, we are not saying that crime is going to be completely eradicated. No, but it's going to be drastically reduced.
To the minimum. Drastically
reduced. That you can manage it. You understand? The economy is robust. It's working. It's brilliant. Governments at the national, state, and local levels are doing what they ought to do, particularly the local government. I am a product of the local government. Okay. I've started my politics at the local level. And that is the best place to start politics. But I also understand the challenges of the local government. You understand? But once the three arms of governments are allowed or are able to function as they ought to be, the national, state, and local, then I think things will get better. Like, for instance, the issue of land grabbing. You know I'm into that. Yes. That we are now fighting against. Yeah. Sometimes you see people from outskirts of the town, of the city, calling people at the state level, at the government house, to come and help them recover their grabbed land. I would have thought that these are primary responsibilities of the local governments.
Exactly.
Because you cannot rule it out. Edo is a big state. Benin City on its own, as the capital, is big. There are some places you visit in this city, you'll be wondering if you are still in Benin or if you are still in Edo. So the state governments, I'm not talking of the current governments, the state government in general, past and now, seem to be overwhelmed by the size of the states. So, but when the local governments are properly empowered, I think the state government would even be the responsibilities on the shoulders of the state government would even be reduced. Issues as this land and all of that will be taken care of by the local.
Exactly.
And this is the best form of government. This is the best way to run a government. So I still do believe that a lot, apart from the police, a lot still need to be done in all other sectors of our economy so that we'll be able to chest out, we'll be able to keep our heads high and say, yes, we are Nigerians, because as it is, many of us no longer claim to be Nigerians. But I still do. I don't know about you. I think Pearl does.
I'm just passing by.
Just passing by. We said a lot on this show right now. If we should continue, my dear, I don't know when this will end, because we are talking about Nigeria, talking about the police force, we're talking about crime, we're talking about a lot of things. But before we wrap up the show, Paul, what are your last words?
As regards this Abba Kyari case, I think the system is decayed. And like our guest actually said, reformation should be done. Yes, we have the best brains, but most of these best brains get involved in crimes. So we need to filter the system. Seriously, the police force needs to be filtered. That's what I think.
Thank you so much, Paul. Thank you so much, sir, for being on the show.
Thank you for having me once again.
Thank you so much. Well, guys, you've been watching. We're still talking about Nigerian police and crime. see, I will always say things will get better and change begins with you. This is not just a mantra. You need to believe in this. Things will get better. Do not involve yourself with any criminal activity. It starts from a mindset. In fact, do not find crime so attractive. Guys, the conversation doesn't end here. You can join. You could leave a message in our comment section. We're still talking about all these things. Abba Kyari's case is still unraveling, and trust us to always give you more stories concerning this case and other cases. Well, ensure you follow us across our social media platforms on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. We have USTV Nigeria. Until we come your way again,
Bye-bye.
bye for now.